Welcome to our Plugs Community Connection. I am your host, DJ Kitty Cat, with my sister co-host, Miss Morningstar on WKRA 92.7 FM The Change. If you're looking for the best in news, current events, community outreach programs, and shopping connections, you've come to the right place. We've got a great mix of content and community connections lined up for you this evening, along with special guest interviews. So, grab your favorite drink of choice, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
Good morning, WKRA 92.7 The Change. It's your morning host, DJ Kitty, here with my co-host, Miss Morningstar from Our Plugs, the Community Connection. It is Tuesday, June the 18th, 17th, and it is a wonderful day. It's Taco Tuesday, and we love us some tacos nowadays, don't we? Yes, Taco Tuesday. I am pleased to announce that we are back in full effect. Yesterday, we actually took the day off, so it was a pre-record played yesterday simply because we wanted to give everyone the opportunity to enjoy Father's Day with their loved ones. That's most important. It's family over everything. So, with that being said, we opted to send in a pre-record, and today is our first day recording, and it feels like I've been off. I'm a little off, but I'm back in stride. I hope everyone has had their breakfast. You've had something good to eat. You've rested overnight, and you are waking up in a great spirit and a great mood, because that is most important. Staying positive and being in a good mood. Grab your coffee, get you some orange juice, some water, 16 ounces of water as soon as you wake up to get the blood flowing properly. And come on in. We've got some great things to talk about. We're going to talk about that disgraceful parade. We're also going to touch on how 11 million people decided to stand up, as they should. And we're also going to discuss whether or not America's in a civil war. Let's talk about it. But before we get started, we must start with our morning affirmations. We do this every show, every morning, and we get those positive affirmations from our affirmation queen, Mrs. Morningstar. Good morning, sis. How are you?
Good morning. Happy Taco Tuesday, everybody.
Oh, Taco
Welcome.
Tuesday.
I know. Get you a good taco today. Enjoy it. So we are here. It's time to get a little get the rhythm going, with an affirmation. I was thinking this weekend, I was thinking about my sisters, my melanin queens. And I'm like, we face a lot of scrutiny. We do. Whether it's at your job, or if you in the political world, whatever, you see our wonderful Jasmine Crockett always is catching some smoke, some heat, but she brings
Always.
it back. She brings the smoke
Okay.
back. Don't get it twisted. But doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that it doesn't burden her, because she's human, right?
Yes.
So
We all
it's
have feelings.
still, yeah, it's still, we got feelings. So this one is for my sisters, my queens, my black women who deal with traumas of life every day linked to racism, sexism, and other toxic stressors of society with so much burdens. I find it that we need to speak life into each other and the positivities into one another and keep these little nuggets near so we can speak it into ourselves. So here's just about 15 affirmations I found that I'm going to share with you guys. So let's get to it.
Let's get into it,
So,
baby.
number one, I am blessed with unique talents. I am creative. I am smart. I deserve to be where I am. I embrace learning something new every day. I can accomplish any idea I think of. I belong in this space. My ideas are unique. I have enough courage to do anything I want. I am prepared for the tools I need to be successful. I will seize every opportunity to learn. I am filled with confidence and positive energy. I attract success. I'm going to add to that because my vibe attracts my tribe.
Amen.
My future is full of blessings. And today I choose to be happy. Oh, yeah,
Absolutely. I'm going to add to that. And today I choose to be happy. Today I choose to be me.
that's right.
Okay? Because no one else can be you but you.
That's it.
Yes,
That's
yes.
it.
I love all of that because we
I
need to hear
receive
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need to hear it because there's so much going on, especially now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've got the world is just about on fire. It's crazy, and day after day we're listening and dealing with something else, something else, something
Yes.
else, and after a while you get burdened down. But that is the plan. That's the plan, is to burden us down, but we're too resilient and too strong, and because we're magic. We're not going to let it
Mm-hmm.
burden us down. We're going to take it, and it's going to fuel our fire. How
That's
do y'all
right.
feel that?
Because
Fuel.
we can't help it, y'all. I know now more than I've ever known. It is in our bloodline.
Yes,
We're resilient, and yes, we they will try their best to beat us down, but we get back up each and every time. So we got to continue to do that. We got to continue to think that way.
absolutely. And thinking that way can only bring um, positive vibes and positive perspectives and positivity coming your way, because
Yes, ma'am.
baby, they want us to wallow. Baby,
Mm-hmm.
we're not wallowing.
No,
Yeah, y'all know we're not wallowing. Do I need to bring out my fan? Because my fan, I ain't popped it today. We're not wallowing
no,
at
pop it
all.
on them, sis.
I don't want to pop it on y'all now. But I will. I ain't no. Let me stop. So let's go ahead and hop into the weather because it has
Okay.
been raining. It's rained all over the U.S. It seems like.
Okay, everybody getting it.
Yeah, everybody's getting the rain.
Okay.
That time of year. Although it didn't rain like I wanted it to rain in DC, but that's okay because only 10,000 people showed up. We gonna get into that.
Was it that many?
Yeah, well, I don't know who was counting. It was probably counting by twos. Putting a 10 on a two. It was probably 5,000. Okay, but before we get into that, Holly Springs, you have a high of 83 today, a low of 72, with 83% chance of rain. Thunderstorms are in the morning, thunderstorms in the evenings, partly cloudy at night, maybe a stray shower or two, or a thunderstorm. Let's just say it may storm all day. 83% chance it's going to off and on. Winds are out of the south southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Humidity is at 87% in the morning, 93% in the evening. Grass pollen is moderate and air quality is good. I don't even have to look it up. I'm just going to say get you some bug repellent. Mosquitoes are ridiculous right about now. This is the rain fuels them. They are acting up
They gonna be tan, knees, leg, and ankles up, y'all. Y'all better.
everywhere.
Yeah, they're
But
gonna
I
be.
didn't. I'll tell you guys about this after I'm done with the weather. So Memphis, high of 87, a low of 74, 65% chance of rain. We have morning showers, partly cloudy in the afternoon. Winds are out of the south southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Humidity is at 80% in the morning and 86% in the evening. Grass pollen is moderate. Air quality is good. Hot Houston, come on, come on, come on to the front of the room. 92 degrees, which means it's going to be about 100.
Yes, the
It's going to feel
humidity.
about 100. A low of 77, 45% chance of rain. I'm sorry, a low of 79, 45% chance of rain. Winds out of the south, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 80% in the morning and 71% in the morning, 83% in the evening. It's going to be partly scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon and straight thunderstorms in the evenings. It's
Okay.
just going to rain, okay?
Gonna rain on your
On your
head.
head.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you know I do. Grass pollen is high and air quality is good. Now, I ran into, well, my grandson and I got bit up over the weekend, and I've started using green medicated alcohol. I just, put it on a towel, put it on the bites because he swells up. He's allergic, so he swells up, and it went away. So get you some green medicated alcohol because they aren't playing with us.
That's old school right
Oh,
there.
well,
That green, and it's strong, y'all. It's gonna
it's
smell. It's strong, but it do
I
work.
like the smell.
I do too. I don't mind it. My daddy
I don't,
still use my daddy still use that green alcohol. You can see it. He got bottles for days at home. But yeah, it's the best. It is. It
it
works
is.
well.
And I put a couple capfuls in his bath water too,
Mm-hmm.
and let it,
It's
suck
soothes.
up. It
It
soothes it,
yeah.
yes. And it'll
Mm-hmm.
get into his pores because the mosquitoes, he's got that blood, the mosquitoes are chasing down. And his
Oh,
little light
like,
bright self, yes, he just as bright
and
as he
when they
can be.
get him, it's gonna show up.
Yeah, he's
Mm-hmm.
just,
If
and
he's scratching too much, it'll leave
yeah,
a
and
mark.
it swells. So, and it takes the sting away. So I would advise everyone, get you some green medicated alcohol and put it on there if you're not allergic,
Mm-hmm.
of course, and get that, that sting out of there. So let's get into some news you can use. This weekend was very interesting, sis. I like them glasses. The weekend was
Yeah,
very
that's true.
interesting.
Yeah.
So first, we're going to get into. Let's talk about the representative who lost her life due to hate.
Her and her husband. Yeah.
Her and her husband
And the dog. Let's not forget
and
the
the
dog.
dog. Yeah,
You know, we heard about that over the weekend, when we got breaking news about it. And it's just sick. I mean, I don't even know what other words to put it together. Like, it's sick. It is sick. It's
and
something real
hateful.
deep and demonic about these people. And I always say it. I know we talk a lot on TikTok. We call them demons. I mean that. When I say it, I mean it. I know people be joking, but no, I really mean it. It's some type of
It's
demonic
demonic.
force
Yes, it's a
that
demonic
has
spirit
taken
on
over
you.
some of these people and allowing them to do the most cruelest things that you can think of. Coming to somebody's house 2 in the morning with a whole disguise on as if you're an officer, waking them up. They're disoriented, out of your sleep. You see a flashing light at you. What do most people do?
They're gonna
What's
open the
going on?
door.
We open the door.
It's law enforcement, as far as you can tell. So you're gonna open the door because we need it. We've been we think that that's what we're supposed to
We've
do. That's
been
the right thing to
conditioned to
do.
trust.
We have been conditioned to trust that law enforcement is truly law enforcement. But now you've got ICE agents that are Proud Boys, allegedly, whatever, and doing. How do you know? You don't know. We don't know now.
I don't know no more. I gotta call them slave catchers now, sis. I don't know. I mean, I've been reading Black AF history. I gotta call them what they
What they
actually.
really are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the police was even brought into
Yeah.
existence.
Yeah.
Is to catch.
Boston.
Yes. And
Mm-hmm.
so now we're still dealing with the effect of the ancestors, the demons from the past.
Mm-hmm.
This man, he went to several houses. He was looking to hurt. He was looking to unalive someone.
Many of them.
Many of
Democratic.
he had,
Democrat.
yeah, Democrats,
Yeah.
as if
Yeah.
it's the Democrats is causing all this pain and chaos and calamity. It's not.
Kitty, I'm confused though. Didn't they win?
Why are they so upset?
I
Y'all
mean,
won.
you have your president. You have who you wanted. You have you have the House, you have the Senate. You
Why
have
are you mad?
all the power.
Why are you mad?
What you upset about?
Why are you so upset that you are going to create a manifest and then go and put it in your mind that you're going to go and unalive people? And the
It,
worst part about it is you instead of you looking for a job, because what I'm reading is he was down on his luck. He was looking for work while doing odd jobs. He emptied out his bank account and paid 4 months of rent before the attack. You know, it's not adding up.
is
What are
that the
you
last month?
thinking?
I mean, like, dude, was you on your last month? He had a roommate, didn't he?
He had a roommate.
Because he's also married, and from what I have read too, he was a minister in the Congo.
Here we go. Y'all gonna get enough of listening to these so-called quasi ministers and preachers who are only in it for the money and are full of hate, because it's not working. You know, he was a avid Trump supporter, and this is what we get. This is what we get. This is what happens. This is what happens when the cult gets to that boiling and breaking point where, he's so upset. But you need to be upset with your cult leader, because baby, we didn't steal all the documentation. That was Elonia and Fat Nixon. That wasn't us. That wasn't the Democrats. The Democrats aren't in control. Why are you targeting Democrats?
You know, it's their own guilt of who they are. They're not they I know our brother Reggie always said, they are so unhappy with themselves, the failures that they had all the time in the world to be great, all the opportunity to make all the money, have the best jobs, marry into the richest families, have the best everything for their kids and everything. They had that. They were 400 years ahead of us. And they wind up being mediocre. How about that? And
They can't help it though.
they can't take it. And now it's take out let's eliminate that part of the government, because it's bigger than what we imagine it to be.
Yeah,
I'm
it
pretty
is.
sure we come up with our own conspiracies and concepts, but we know it's bigger.
Yeah. And it's
this
ridiculous.
this man wanted to take out a lot of people in the Democratic Party.
And for what? Because you don't agree with him politically? Because you can't bring the Bible in this, because he don't know. Jesus didn't tell you to walk around and murder people. That's not Jesus. You
Yeah,
know, these false prophets. I mean, the Bible speaks of these false prophets, and I'm not a a big Bible thumper, but I do know the word. And last I checked, the word didn't say anything about kill thy neighbor. It said love thy neighbor.
exactly.
Last time I checked, it said love the immigrant, love the poor, not deport them, not open fire on them. And
And
then
then go ahead.
it's sad, and I know he's been apprehended, and I pray that they give him the the 500 years. 500 years. Y'all
or
have
that or
500.
that big D penalty.
Hey,
Do what you got to
it is
do.
what it is.
You left. They had children, a grown adult. They had grown children. you
They had
you took
children.
out a mother. These kids, grown adults kids, lost both their parents on Father's Day weekend.
They
They
have to
didn't get
live
to
with
spend
that
Father's Day with their
forever.
father. Mother and father both taken out.
They have to live with that forever. As much as I miss my parents, baby, y'all, I would be unconsolable. I wouldn't. I wouldn't even know how
Oh,
to.
I
I
can't even
couldn't. No,
imagine
don't even
in this life. Yeah,
take your mind.
that trauma like that.
Yes.
That was trauma. That was traumatic. Like,
And for what? All because of hate. And let's get into the hate. We see what they've been doing in LA for what, a week now? And I've seen so many videos of these quote unquote law enforcement firing their rubber bullets at people who were just standing. There was a reporter from Australia just fired on her. She was just reporting. For what?
Wow. Yeah, I heard it was the protests for No Kings was all around the world. So it
All
wasn't
over
just the
the world.
United States. It
Mm-mm.
was all around the world. People protested, came out against. Do you know that I heard Trumpy is the number one enemy in Iran?
Yeah, I heard. Enemy number one.
Enemy number one. And you know who told us? His
BB.
boy BB.
Iran, if you're listening, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. We ain't got nothing to do with that.
I ain't got nothing else to say.
Don't come to Texas. We don't have nothing to do with that.
Ain't my business.
We mind our business. We're black people. We mind our own business. That ain't my business. I don't know what Frumpy did to upset you
I don't know what made him they number one
enemy. Number one enemy.
Number one? Yeah, you done something.
But BB was saying that, the failed assassinations were through Iran. I don't believe that. Them failed staged assassinations were, I'm going to still stand on that, was Trump related. He did that.
You think so?
Yes, I do.
I don't know. I think they might have played a part in something.
They may have.
Payoff.
But I have yet to see.
Well, we'll never know, right?
I've yet to see a single funeral.
We'll never know because you ain't heard. Never mind.
Yeah. But I haven't seen a funeral. Have you seen a funeral? Because I haven't seen a
funeral. I haven't seen one.
I haven't seen a funeral, not one. Not the man who unalived, that they unalived.
And then the guy at the golf course, I mean, like, I don't know, he in prison, I'll take it, but I don't hear nothing about a trial or nothing. Right?
Nothing. I haven't heard
anything.
Where'd
he go?
Disappeared. Disappearing act. But I will say this, the man that decided to live off his dreams of hate and unalive those poor victims this past weekend, they're trying him state so Trump can't pardon him.
Good.
Now that's a shame that they have to try him state charges so that the president of the United States doesn't.
Wow.
Let that sink in. While you guys let that sink in, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break.
Oh, we got commercial already. See how you go when you got hot topics.
Hot topics. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7. The Change. Will be right back after this quick commercial break.
Hey guys, yes, this is my nonprofit, Carter's Caring Hands. And what my nonprofit does, we give fresh food boxes to those families in need that's struggling to keep food on their tables. We also go out into the unhoused community, give out care bags here in the Kalamazoo, Michigan area. So if you'd like to donate to the cause, please go to www.carterscaringhands.com and donate whatever you can, so we together can uplift those families that's struggling to keep food on their tables. Highly appreciated. God bless.
Opalme Simplistic Beauty is hair care and skin care in a bottle. Take a quick survey and let us design your own formula. Go to ourplugs.com, look for Opalme Simplistic Beauty, and we can get your formula out to you as soon as possible. We hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day.
And I'd like you to do one more thing for me. Hold up 2 fingers. This is you, and this is me. And the space that exists between us should be filled with value.
Equal, a global human initiative, and its value identity model.
And we are back. Again, you're listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. Today we are talking about the disgraceful parade. We're talking about the millions of people that came and protested and said no kings, because the United States doesn't have a king. We're also going to talk about is this civil war? But before we get there, we've still got some hot topics to bring up. Now I don't know if you've heard this, sis, but Democratic vets could be refused treatment under Trump's new rules for the VA hospital.
No way.
Way.
No way.
Let me read it to you, honey. Let me get to I always say nothing surprises me, but then again, sometimes I am just taken aback.
Yeah.
New VA hospital rules under President Donald Trump's executive order now permits staff to deny care of veterans based on political affiliations or marital status. Yeah. New guideline implemented under an executive order by President Donald Trump now allows VA hospital staff to refuse health care to veterans based on political affiliation and marital status, prompting concerns that Democrats and unmarried veterans may be denied treatment.
As much as I'm like, no way, sound like his hateful self.
Yeah.
Sound like something he would do that's just hateful, deplorable, disgusting.
Yeah.
It sounds like something he would do. It just does.
Yeah, the updated policies allow doctors, psychologists, dentists, and other healthcare workers at the VA hospitals to refuse treatment to veterans based on characteristics not explicitly protected by federal law. I'm sick of y'all.
That is the most. I mean, just hurry up, y'all. This is too much.
Yo.
This is too much.
Luigi, where you at, buddy? While veterans are still legally entitled to care, there is now no rule preventing staff from declining service to individuals based on their political beliefs or whether they are unmarried. Now, yesterday, my aunt was talking about my dad. I did a Father's Day brunch, and my aunt was talking about my dad. And as much as we miss my daddy, truly, my daddy was a vet. He fought in Vietnam. He served his country. He was in the military for 28 years. He served this country. He became a police officer, and he loved this country. And as much as I miss him, I am glad he is not here to witness this. This is a mess. It's going to take decades to fix this. Why are you bothering people? We get it. And the only reason why he's doing this, he's going after the military, because he's mad. You wanted that military parade, and you mad because only 5,000 to 10,000 people showed up. Don't nobody want to see you, Frumpy?
And let's not talk about how the actual military comrades showed their despise of him. Disdain, honey. They did not. They protested. They didn't march correctly. They protested.
Baby,
and
the way
it was
I would have.
obvious. I don't know nothing about it, but me being a civilian myself,
I could tell.
I just looked. I'm like, they don't look coordinated to me.
Baby, I probably would have tripped and did the running man.
I saw
one
little white kid look over at his friend and go, it was goofy. It wasn't, they just was there because they had to be.
Yeah. Yeah, they had to be.
They had to be. They didn't want to be there.
The way I would have cut up, my daddy knew that I couldn't go to the military. I couldn't go for physical reasons, my health reasons, but he knew I would have cut up. I don't think I could have followed any type of order from him, because I would have been like, I ain't doing that.
Good. I would have been like,
I ain't doing that.
What?
Who?
Him? Hey.
Yeah, I probably would have had my shirt on backwards.
Yes, they did protest, and it was awesome to see.
Yep, walking off beat. I would have probably skipped. I would have brought out my fan and looked right at it and popped it on him. I would have had to. Because what are we doing? And you thought that having a parade, that's how you know he's unserious. You looked at all these other dictators and thought, I can do that. You don't have an original thought in your head.
Nothing. Nothing is original with him.
It's all
He
lies.
always trying to outdo or updo. Ain't never updoed or outdoed anybody in his entire life. And I be dang gone. He say he gonna be 80 and he's 79. He gonna continue to try to outdo somebody, and it just ain't been working for you, Trump.
Not working at
It
all.
ain't worked out for you yet, but yes,
It's
you
never gonna
still
work out
try.
for him.
You know,
It's
like
not. It can't work out for him. But what I think the funniest thing was the squeaky wheel. That right there on the tank and the wheel squeaking and it
I keep
quiet.
hearing about these squeak wheels now. I ain't
Oh, I
listened
gotta
to
send
no
it to you, sis.
audio. I hadn't listened to no audio version, but yeah, let's send it to me so I can
That
laugh.
wheel.
If I can laugh even harder.
Yes, the wheel was squeaking. People were in the stands looking around.
So it was ghetto then. It
Yes,
was real
it was
ghetto.
it was real. It was real.
Project-ish.
Yeah, it was. It was funny because you could see people looking around in the stands,
I
like
told you they ghetto there. That the White House is full of Decepticons, aka ghetto birds. They ghetto.
it's
They
really
talk.
sad. It's sad, but it's funny. But it's
They
sad.
try to talk about us. No, they are ghetto. They don't bathe. I mean, and ghetto people do bathe, but they the original ghetto. Okay, they don't bathe. They don't brush their teeth. They wear the same stuff. They just shake it out, put it on. They go places. They nasty. Don't wash their hands. They ghetto.
Yeah, it's a little
Ghetto.
trailer parkish. Yeah. Anywho,
Little
yeah. So I wanted to touch on that because I know Ollie's about to come on up. Let's go ahead and bring
Yeah,
Ollie
let
up.
me bring Ali up because
Yeah,
Ali gonna agree with me. They is ghetto.
yeah. It's pretty
Ghetto
sad.
birds.
Ali, can you get can you contain Miss Morningstar this morning? Y'all talk about me on Saturdays. Miss Morningstar going in. Miss Morningstar is
I
going
just
in.
had a quick moment about the ghetto-ness because I seen it. I synced it.
I saw you try to hide. You act like I ain't gonna clip that part and put.
I've been trying to get out of it because she's cutting up, and I'm
But
trying.
y'all know I don't be meaning to, but it just slip out because I'm like, this is wrong with these people.
You got to pay people to follow you around. I'm just saying. You gotta pay.
Yeah.
And then Ali, you almost took me out today though with that whole video you posted with the fake applause
I haven't seen it. Don't roll.
versus the real video.
Oh my goodness.
They could
I'm
not
tired of these ghetto
listen.
people.
You know that there is nobody there when they don't look at the crowd. How many camera angles of the crowd say yes, good thing? You didn't see any, right?
Exactly.
No, we
You
didn't
didn't
really
hear
see
him talk
any.
about crowd sizes neither.
No.
Nope.
He looked so defeated though, and it was so funny. But I will say this. I saw, and I'm waiting for somebody to, decipher what he was talking when he was talking to Melania, melanoma. What's her name? Melania.
Melanoma.
The
Melanoma.
escort
Melanoma.
girl, the lady he
Yeah.
paid
When
to
yeah,
come
the lady he
Yeah.
pays to come up
to
and
show
show.
up.
Yeah. When he was talking to her, and I promise you, I read lips, and what I read was, you didn't pay for the package that I couldn't laugh. I'm going to laugh, Donald. That's what I read when I was reading her lips.
There's another person that was putting something in his, orifices, and was yeah. I got it. I clipped. I think I'm a post it, or I got it bookmarked. But yeah, he was doing some stuff, and then he puts it around. Look, listen. It was all bad. You guys did most of my work already, so I'm just gonna sign out and bring DC in.
Come on.
No, you got to bring it today because
All
I
right,
talk
look.
about that disgraceful. That's
Whew.
disgracefulness.
So I got. I'm gonna leave the last one for last. It's gonna be a WTF moment, right? But I'm gonna play some of the parade stuff. And as a person that used to be in the military, when we have parades and stuff, we practice, we do rehearsals. Things got to look a certain type of way, dress right dress. It has to be on point. y'all picked it up and y'all wasn't in the military. I looked at them fools marching. I said, I'm about to throw a bottle. I said, I'm about to say, parade, half right, face, the push-ups. We about to do a smoking session.
You gonna smoke them? You gonna smoke them in the middle of the parade?
Flutter kicks.
Ali was calling them from the TV, yelling at them.
I said, you know what? I see what you did there, though. I see the disrespect.
At the end of the day, I know you were Army, and that's why you was like, what is y'all doing? But then you was like, I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
They was doing their thing. They were walking and talking. I was watching them. Doodles laughing inside. Because when you're in a parade on national TV, there are certain things you could do when nobody's watching, but you have cameras on you, right? There's something falling right here. See, there was cameras on you, and you over here giggling and cackling and laughing. It was not the standard and customs of courtesy that I'm used to.
Well,
so this first one, and we could talk about it. And then I'm gonna play one. So I got 3 videos. I got the first one about the parade. It's nice and short. I got the second one is about the veterans marching on No King's Day, and then I have a third one. It's gonna be a surprise.
okay.
And we can talk about that just to make sure that we have a good equilibrium and we're not just being serious, but it's kind of serious. So you'll be able to get something out of it. And for our listening audience, we'll explain what happens. You'll hear and we'll talk more about it. But let's go with the first one. This is a little bit about the parade, and I'm going to stop it and we're going to talk about what we're seeing here, because it was not. I'm happy and sad at the same time, because these are high echelon folks that are supposed to be there watching it, and they have sergeant majors and first sergeants that's supposed to make sure stuff like this don't happen. There's quality control a long way up, but I can respect it. I can respect the disrespect. I can respect it. But so let's start with the first one right here. Right now, the tanks marching down the parade route. You got soldiers marching, and right there, they're not coordinated. They're not marching. When you march, it's supposed to be in sync. It looks. I'm not even gonna say the acronym for the word that I want to say. But
look at him saluting. Look at him trying to salute.
That's not how you salute.
It's not.
With the same suit he had on last night.
You don't wash that suit, I promise you. Look at how they're walking, though. Yeah.
It's stiff.
Even the horses are cutting up. Oh, even the horses are cutting up, y'all.
But why?
$45 million just wasted.
Look at them. They're laughing.
Time and again, America's enemies have learned that if you threaten the American people, our soldiers are coming for you. Your defeat will be certain. Your demise will be final. And your downfall will be total and complete. Because our soldiers never give up, never surrender, and never, ever quit. They fight, and they win.
Oh, hush.
The vocabulary on him, man, is deep. He's bored. You can see, like, I'm just here because.
I mean, look at how they're walking, though.
Now that's what I'm talking about. There's a big old Trump balloon with a diaper with some protest. So we're not going to go into that protest. All right, we're going to go into the protest. So the next one is going to be the protest for the veterans. And there's something at the end that, not at the end, but there's something in it that's going to make you say, wow. So let me show you what happened.
Big parade and celebration. People were also protesting and police were making arrests. A group of veterans and their families gathered in front of the U.S. Supreme Court. They demanded the taxpayer money that is being spent on the parade and to put U.S. troops in Los Angeles be used instead for housing, health care, and food. News 4's Jackie Benson is live on Capitol Hill tonight with the very latest. Jackie?
Well, Sean, this was an extremely passionate protest, and some of those who gathered here went across to the U.S. Capitol afterward. I think we have some video to show you of what happened. happened over there at
Oh,
that.
ma'am.
So right now, I'm going to explain what's going on for my listening audience. There is a old veteran. He has a walker. You can tell that his joints are not lined up with that like it's supposed to be. So he has a walker that he has to push, and he's clearly a disabled veteran. And so he's at the Capitol, and they're going to arrest him.
They're going to arrest a disabled veteran with a
They're
walker.
going to put on zip ties on the man is not going to run.
What is he doing? He ain't doing nothing.
He's not going to be running anywhere. You're going to so watch this. Like
that point, it was provided to us by the organizers, a group called About Face Veterans Against the War. Now, Capitol Police say they made 60 arrests for unlawful demonstration.
He can barely put his arms behind his back.
And he needs a walker.
Where is he going to run from you?
Why were they arresting him? For what?
Those arrested a Vietnam vet who uses a walker. We were told some may also face charges of assault on police officers and resisting arrest.
Money for people, not parades!
Money for people, not parades!
U.S. military veterans of conflicts ranging from Vietnam to Afghanistan, 100 strong, different branches, united in their personal conviction that the millions of dollars spent on Saturday's military parade in the nation's capital is both wasteful and inappropriate.
It feels like this whole dog and pony show that the president is trying to make about the Army is actually about him, and it's actually a distraction from the fact that his administration is doing everything that they can to cut life-saving services that veterans and our communities rely on.
One after another, they spoke against what they called the unlawfulness of the administration's current deployment of U.S. troops in American cities.
If you want to thank me for my service, don't make it a hollow platitude or empty words. My service was to preserve and defend our Constitution, and now we are seeing the president betray our service.
This administration has or will likely place you in a position where you must choose. Harm innocent people, support their kidnapping, suppress legal protests and expressions of the First Amendment, or follow your conscience. You not only have a right, but an obligation to refuse illegal orders.
So that is just, the man had zip ties. He could barely walk. He couldn't even get his arm all the way back. He's not gonna run from you. Why are you could just walk with him to the whatever caravan, jail, paddy wagon.
I am disgusted. I am disgusted because all I can think about is that man was a Vietnam vet. My daddy was a Vietnam vet. My daddy, when he passed, he used his walker. He could barely walk because he had Parkinson's. And you mean to tell me you want to zip tie? He posed no threat, none. I'm so disappointed. America continues to disappoint.
You could have walked with, like, hey man, let's go. I'm gonna escort you to where we're going. You're under arrest, but we're not gonna put that stuff on you. You clearly is elderly and disabled. Where is the empathy? Where is the common sense?
They don't have
two officers, and none of them will say, hey man, I think we could just walk with him because he ain't gonna run from us.
I'm trying my best to keep my composure because this is ridiculous. This is not the America this is ridiculous. It's 2025. There's no way that we should be living like this. There's no way. It doesn't make sense. And this is going to lead into our next segment with Reggie in DC. Is this a civil war? I mean, it's ridiculous to this point. And anyone still supporting this, you really need to check yourself because you have some some internalized hatred going on for the average man. And for what? And for what?
I mean, yeah. So look, I got one more. I'm not sure if Morningstar want to say anything after, but I got one more. Now, this one is interesting, right? Sometimes it don't matter where you carry people, it don't matter what status they have, what position, they still do what they do. This is about some military folks. I want y'all to take a look at this.
Show an apparent uniformed American soldier pointing a rifle to the sky and opening fire in the Florida Panhandle's crowded waters. The incident happened last Friday just near Crab Island, but now these videos are circulating widely. And tonight the U.S. Army says those gunshots appear to be blanks, but the consequences for the soldiers are real.
Good.
A military spokesman confirming to NBC News that 18 soldiers with the 6th Ranger Training Battalion were temporarily decertified as instructors after they allegedly fired blank rounds from their weapons at a public beach.
My group was freaks, and they were freaked out.
Charter boat captain Cameron Ellsworth says he witnessed the bizarre incident with several passengers. Ellsworth also says he took this photo, which he says shows some soldiers chugging beers.
Is there any explanation that could justify that behavior?
No. I mean, you could go out there and have a good time in your uniforms without shooting assault rifles into the air.
Now, as the investigation continues, the soldiers' responsibilities remain unclear. Jesse Kirsch, NBC News.
So,
Army instructors. These are Army instructors?
6 Ranger Army instructors.
Lord.
Rangers?
What in the world?
Rangers.
What are we doing? What are
Rangers. These
Rangers.
are top tier.
It's top. Yeah.
They're instructors. They're not just Rangers. They are Ranger instructors. I was an army instructor. I was a small group leader. So for my job category, the 68 CMF, right? You have everybody, but you have people who are in those positions teaching everybody else. This is what you need to do. This is a standard. This is how you take care of business. And they help people qualify and maintain and excel in their job and be proficient. These are the top tier folks that are training Rangers.
You know, I'm disappointed in the most. That young black man. I'm so disappointed in him. The mama and me want to take my house shoe off and go off and start beating him upside his head. Because number one, you sitting up there with the weapon, with the blanks or whatever, and your little colleagues back there giggling like, ha, ha, ha. You in trouble, sir.
You are. And I've been to Crab Island. I mean, it's full of people, and some people don't know that they're blanks. You're
inducing panic. You could have gave someone a heart attack. Anything.
Yes. How unprofessional. But as DC, I think it was DC that said
Trump's military.
This is what happens when there is weak leadership.
Yeah.
Pete Hegseth probably
Heg's breath. He probably
breath
got them the beer.
I mean, if he can go to work intoxicated, anybody can.
Had him a few at the podium. What?
It's ridiculous. Yes, right at the podium. You're giving a speech and you're drinking. Lord have mercy.
Some bourbon.
This is America, y'all. This is America.
Let me say something to our listening viewers. Please go to ourplugs LLC and watch this today, or when you get some time after you get off your job. You listen to us in the morning. Go look at this on YouTube. Go to YouTube, Ourplugs LLC, and look at these videos that we got.
The title is Military Disgraceful Parade and Civil War Happening in America, ? Part 2.
Don't trip y'all out.
You have to see it. You have to see it.
You really do. You have to see it for yourself. But let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. Ali, thank you for. Don't leave.
Stay up here, Ali.
Stay up here, Ali. But let's take a quick
I'm gonna go for my blanks. I'm gonna go for my blanks and go to.
Don't do it, Ali.
Behave, Ali.
Calm down. You are listening to Our Plugs, the community connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Welcome to Morningstar Boutique, where the sun is shining and the style is all about you, your beauty, confidence, and individuality. Whether that's your perfect summer dress, a chic jumpsuit, or outfit you didn't know you needed, we've got you. Stop by ourplugs.com and check us out. We'll see you soon.
Welcome to a world that sparkles. Sparkle Kicks LLC is your one-stop shop for a wide variety of customized items. So bling out your Crocs, customize that cutting board, get you custom dominoes. Stop by and we will customize your order today. We can be found on Etsy and ourplugs LLC. I'll be waiting to customize your order. All you need to do is place it.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashley Middleton, life and executive leadership coach and owner of Radiate Coaching and Development, where we provide transformational strength-based coaching and mentorship. My goal specifically is to support you in identifying your mission, your vision, and your values that help you take your power back as you are building your career. Whether it's within or outside of the corporate world, my goal is to really empower you in making decisions that work well for you. So if you want to reach out to me, by all means, you can email me at radiate@midspiration.com or check out my website at radiatecoaching.com.
And we are back. You are listening to Our Plugs. Today we are discussing, we just finished talking about the military disgraceful parade. We're going to bring our brothers Reggie and DC on up, and we're going to dive into, is a civil war? You know, it's a question we all, inquiring minds, want to know. Is this civil war? Is it happening in America? So welcome to the stage. We've got DC and our brother Reggie joining us this morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning, brothers.
Good morning, WKRA listen audience. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning. Good morning.
Happy Tuesday, WKRA listening audience, and DJ Kitty, Miss Morningstar, and Aliko. How are you guys doing?
Doing well, doing well.
What's going on?
So we just watched some disturbing footage, you know, from a parade that should have never happened, with our military pushing back the only way that they could. And, you know, I applaud them for that. Then we watched a Vietnam veteran be arrested, a disabled Vietnam veteran be arrested. And then we watched some rangers, some instructors shooting off blanks. So it seems this is the upside down world. What say you guys? What say you? I'm gonna go ahead and hush because, child.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I can say. I'm just speechless is probably the best words I can say. I mean, as a decorated combat veteran myself, I know what that put that uniform on meant to me. The pride that I had when I put that uniform on, the trust that my country instilled in me to go out and accomplish the missions that we were assigned to accomplish. Nonpartisan, because I served under both Democratic and Republican presidents, and never, in my military lifetime, were we used as background props, where we were allowed to participate in political events in uniform, to cheer for partisan politics. We're in a very strange and dangerous place.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, DC. Just during this broadcast alone, while just waiting in the backstage area before we were brought up, my heart sank. I don't know, probably 3 times at least that I can remember. The first time my heart sank was when DJ Kitty shared the article that veterans are now being, and others, not just veterans, but women based on their marital status, due to an executive order, can now be denied services based on their political affiliation. I mean, what? The second time my heart sank was watching the veterans who were pushing back against the parade and saying, money for people, not for parades, which is just nothing more needs than that need be said. And then my heart just bottomed out when I saw this fragile. This man is more fragile than a baby.
Yeah.
Okay. And to see how he was treated in front of cameras, in front of the entire world. To DC's point, I echo that. I'm lost for words. I mean, when I, posed the question, are we witnessing the beginnings of civil war in America? My only answer is yes.
Yeah.
The military is being turned on civilians. I mean, you tell me, maybe there's something that I'm missing, but what does civil war look like? I mean, what I'm seeing playing out looks like civil war to me. And I'll land there and let you guys chime in.
I don't know what it looks like, but I know that what we're feeling is not right. I know what we're witnessing with our eyes is something that we've never all seen before in our lifetime. So just imagine how it could have been or was back when they actually did go into a civil war, and it's not going to look the same. It's not going to look the same because of the way our country, our world's set up now. We're very diverse, and it's not just us melanated people against them. It's this whole new entity of a group. It's not many of them as they proclaim to be, but right now the power that the leaders are holding within our government, taking our government hostage. It's scary. It's a scary thought.
It's very scary. And what scares me even most is, I don't know what I'm with you. I don't know what civil war looks like because I've never experienced it, but I know what this feels like. This doesn't feel right. And my biggest concern is we have the midterm elections coming up. There are every county, every state has general elections. Then they have the midterm elections, and then we have local elections. Those local elections, when I tell you, they hold so much weight. They really and truly do, because who you put in office locally, that's going to directly affect you in your community. So you have to do your due diligence. Get out there and vote. And if you see someone who is adamant and who you think would actually make a difference and you see them, support them. Get out there and vote. We have got to, when they say take this country back, no, we've got to get this country on the right path. This country was never on the right path. How could it be? If think about it, we do positive affirmations every day. Positivity brings positivity. Negativity brings negativity. This country was stolen. There's nothing good that's going to come of this country until it rights the ship and puts everything the way it should be. When you steal a country, when you steal the people, when you steal the land, when you steal all the resources, what good can come of that for the masses? It's only good for a select few colonizers. But for the masses, this country will continue to suffer until somebody stands up and says, enough. And that somebody is you. Every one of us has a voice. Every one of us has a right to vote. Get out there and exercise your right to vote. If you don't know what's going on locally, go to Google. You're listening to it on your phone. You have a computer. Go to Google. Go to, what is it, Ali? Voters, what is it?
bluevoterguide.org. That is blue as in the color, voterguide.org. And so we're clear, right? I'm gonna tell you that I found the executive order. I found the executive order. Let me tell you what it is. So it is executive order. I'm gonna read a little bit out of it because it was too just disgusting to read everything. It's executive order. Let me see. I found it actually. One second. Okay, here it is. Executive order 14168. Executive order 14168. One more time. Executive order 14168. The title is Defending Women from Gender Ideology, Extremism, and Restoring Biological Truth to the Federal Government. Let me give you some cliff notes. All right. So up top it says, what's changed? Discrimination criteria. The VA internal guidelines now permit staff to decline care for veterans if they are Democrats, unmarried, or affiliated with unions, categories not protected under federal law, where it applies physician, dentists, nurses, psychologists, social workers. I'm gonna scroll down. I'm just gonna skip a few things here. It says, conclude. No, wait. Bottom line. VA doctors can now legally refuse care to veterans who are Democrats, unmarried, and a radical and concerning departure from non-discrimination norms. That's what it says. The change is being implemented as a part of a broader effort that include workforce reduction and potential shifts towards privatization. I'm tripping because I'm reading the word privatization of veteran care. Let me read that part again. The change is being implemented as a part of a broader efforts that include workforce reduction. They're trying to reduce the VA care. And potential shifts towards privatization of veteran care. So another part before I open it up back to you guys. EO 14168 broadly rescinds previous federal protecting policies against discrimination based on characteristics like political party and marital status. So there was protections there for folks in the works. You didn't have to mess with it, right? And so following this, certain VA medical policies and bylaws were revised to remove prohibitions against refusing to treat patients based on those attributes. As a result, VA medical staff, i.e. doctors, nurses, like I said earlier before, apparently gain the ability to decline care for patients who are Democrats or unmarried.
So Priscilla posed a question in the chat. How would the oversight happen? And that is a very good question because they can just discriminate, period.
It's open field with this executive order. It is. I will say this because this is not law. It's an executive order. However, I'm pretty sure some lawsuits. Is this a new executive order?
So
I'm pretty sure it's going to be some lawsuits.
No, he signed this 30 January, but I'm not sure if they put it into place or the word went out, whatever the case is, because sometimes things move slow in the federal government. But he signed it in January.
Okay. Yeah, because this is despicable. I mean, first of all, I know some doctors personally that will be like, this is bullshit. Excuse me, WKRA. I love beside myself. Forgive us for the slip up, y'all. But
that's a technical term, the farmers, they use that, because the cow manure,
I just know some because I know how they talk, and I'm sorry I use their language. Okay,
it's okay.
Because I know them.
And when I was reading
from work, so yeah, they would definitely not roll with this because they actually care
about their
patients. They care. They're actual physicians, and they would not go for this. Go ahead, Reggie.
in reading the article that DJ Kitty referenced, it also mentioned, veterans who are LGBTQIA plus, who are members of that community as well. In my understanding, although it takes on different forms, isn't a civil war when the government basically turns against its population, turns against its civilians, is in conflict with its civilians? DC, what do you have to add, or to, what is your opinion of or response to my question?
You're on mute, DC.
I'm sorry. Just in deep reflection. Yeah, everything that's going on right now is the antithesis to harming American citizens. There's no other way around it. A lot of people count on VA medical care as their primary source of medical treatment. Um, I'm a third generation military member. My grandfather fought in World War II, came up through North Africa into Europe and into Germany. My dad was a Vietnam veteran, suffered from, exposure to Agent Orange. My uncle, my dad's brother, was a Marine in Korea. Myself, I did Panama, I did Somalia, I did Desert Storm. I did some things in Africa that were not really public knowledge. And I'm hurt right now. I'm hurt that there's nobody on the Republican side that has enough courage to stand up and say, hey, the train has got off the track. I get it. The GOP controls everything and they're trying to power grab and inflict as much damage as they can. But the people that you're affecting are American citizens. And all of my dad, my grandfather, they all used the VA for their primary health care. They did. Um, and somebody's got to have the courage to say this is a bridge too far. And this is all, orchestrated from a man that didn't have the courage to put the uniform on. That's the craziest part. He had his opportunity to stand up and fight for this country, and he ran from that responsibility. But yet, all of these people bow down to him when it comes to how we treat and what our military deserves. It's just insane to me.
Yeah, I mean, and to your point, I mean, we may not be witnessing citizens, firing weapons. And I guess to some extent we are witnessing that because, look at what happened in Minneapolis over, Friday and Saturday. And I'm from Minneapolis, so that really hit. That was a personal blow to me because, I mean, if you know Minneapolis, it is just not. Yeah, I mean, you have your pockets of disruption and disturbance in every city, but Minneapolis is not. It is not that. So for that to have happened, it's just like it was deeply unsettling. But this is my point: is that our citizens are fighting against our government. They may not be using weapons, but they're using their voices, they're using protests. And that's what is next. I mean, that's the next thing, right? And our government is in opposition to its people. If that's not civil war, I don't know what is.
You're right, Reggie. That is civil war. Let's just call a thing a thing. It's like we don't want to actually face it because nobody wants to be here. None of us actually want to be here. None of us ever thought that we would have this here. But I remember my mother saying years ago, this was before 9/11. She said there's never been any type of destruction, any type of hit on American soil. Then 9/11 happened. And it's like that opened up the floodgates for, they had already been planning Project 2025 since, Jim Crow? They had already been planning that. So it was just, yes, thank you, Ali. But it's just
52 years in the making.
52 years. In the making. And it's just a ripple down effect. And now we're here where the United States government is going after its own people.
Can I say this, y'all?
Absolutely, sis.
It's our time right now. I'm just thinking, I'm listening to all of us and what we're saying, and I'm reading up our comments, our crew down here, and I see you, Priscilla. I see what you're saying, sis. And I know, yes, we are in our bloodline. They've been through this before. Yes, absolutely. And they've always had to restart. Always. Our ancestors. And it's never been what we're looking for. We're not going to achieve that with them. We have to do it within us. We have to build within internally. Yes.
I agree.
We're not going to achieve what we want with them because they are who they are. It proves through time. These people have not changed. These people will not change. Now, some of them are not of their ancestors. Some of them actually have decided that, the doings of what their ancestors did. But these people that we're talking about right now, they are so full of rage, hate, and envious. Anything we achieve, anything we get, they will try to dismantle it, tear down, attacking our veterans. That has ticked me off tonight because I hold something really deep in my heart for my veterans. I've been working with them for a long time. And to know that the innocence of the men and women who served this country gave up their lives.
And this is the thanks they get.
You're going to discriminate against after they are now civilians, due the medical care and the financial stability that they put their life on the line for you to tell them because they want to be Democrats, you can refuse them medical care?
And they serve nonpartisan. They serve nonpartisan. They didn't, they serve the country.
Who they love? You lost your mind.
Let me say this.
I'm with DC.
I'm with DC too. Let me say this. I remember my dad coming back from Vietnam, and he would say, I served this country and I'm treated less than as a Black man. And I served this country. Well, guess what? This goes across the board. It's no longer about being a Black man. You were a vet. If you served this country, you were a vet. You put your life on the line. We thank you, but this administration doesn't care. This administration does not care about our vets. I don't care what they say. I don't care how they try it, twist and turn it. They do not care about our vets. Because if you cared, you would give the vets everything that they need because they put their lives on the line for you. Donald Trump couldn't even, he didn't even serve. He wasn't man enough to serve and got the nerve. I'm so mad right now. I don't know what to do.
His foot hurt. He had foot spurs. He couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, sitting here reflecting, it just makes me think, and it actually brings a tear to my eye of all the events I missed in my children's lives.
I know.
Defending this country, birthdays, Christmases, school plays, graduations, all of those things I missed in defense of this nation. And this is the thanks that my fellow veterans get. it's like I said, I pray that someone on the Republican side has the courage to stand up and say, this is a bridge too far. But I doubt it because it's all about the power grab right now. You know, as much as they can wrangle in the next 4 years, they're going to try to do it. And like DJ Kitty said, it'll take decades to unravel the mess that they make.
We've got to go vote. We've got to go vote. I'm sorry, Reggie. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's
Reggie.
okay. I've been saying this for some years now. There is a through line from origin to outcome. The reason you produce a certain fruit is because you've planted a seed that is literally the mirror exact image of that fruit. We are operating within a value absent society, a value absent societal model that produces value absence. And all of these things that we're grappling with are outcomes that are value absent. Until we change that model, we will continue to see these outcomes. And that is why I have done the work to create a different social model called value identity, which drives us to a value origin in order for us to produce a value outcome. Value in your relationship with you, which means value in everything that you touch and in everyone that touches you. Until we move into that space, we're going to continue to experience what we're experiencing. It's never going to change. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. We've got to change our societal model. We have to.
I agree. Go ahead,
looking
Callie.
for where is the National Guard in all the states that had no king's protests?
Yeah.
Where did we need the National Guard for all those states? Let's break out the Marines just to, to what? Bully people? Like like the protests, I saw agitators, and it was some MAGA supporters, about 10 of them here in Florida here. And the overwhelming crowd was thousands of folks protesting against this government, right? And it was peaceful. They were singing. Police were there, but you couldn't even see them. They were just tucked away. They were just watching. It was. I was like, wow. So I did get some footage. Maybe next week I'll put some the drone footage on my. I'll bring it up, and I got some other footage with my cam. I did some interviews too, but I got to make sure they're clean and they're not saying any words that are not inappropriate.
Yes. Yes.
Because some people just don't know how to censor themselves.
Oh, hush up, Ollie. Hush
know
up.
he ain't talking.
Ollie, you just edit that out. I'm gonna need you to edit that out.
We're gonna put a bleep. We're gonna put the bleep up there.
I did it too.
We've got about 2 minutes left. I let me say this, and then you guys can go ahead. I want to thank you guys, Ollie Gold, DC, Reggie. I know you didn't serve in the military, but you're on the front line now. I want to thank my vets out there because if no one else is going to tell it to you, let DJ Kitty tell it to you. I'm a military brat. I miss my daddy every day. I'm livid. I want you guys to stay positive because this too shall pass. We will get through this. We don't have a choice. We will get through this because we don't have a choice. Any last words, DC?
My fellow veterans, to those that are actively serving, I agree with you, DJ. This too shall pass. Don't let the morale destroy you, because it's hard. It's hard serving under administration you don't fully believe in or support, and we can lose a lot of talent in our military for this exercise that we're going through right now. So, for those that are in uniform, please have the courage and maintain your impartiality.
Thank you, DC. Reggie, go ahead, babe.
Value produces value. Value absence produces the mirror image of itself. We have got to change our societal model to one that operates in value, so that we can begin to realize and experience value outcomes.
Absolutely. Thank you, Reggie. Bike, Ali Gold.
If you see an 80-year-old veteran from Vietnam and he did something wrong, he broke the law, you ain't got to zip time him. He has a walker. He can't run and he can't fight you because he can't even move properly, right? So I want you to take a time and reflect and use a little bit of common sense, just a little sprinkle, and say, well, let's do the right thing. We don't always have to go with the policies. We need to, what is the spirit of what you need to do? If you hold his hand and you say, okay, let's go, you can hold on to the walker and drag him and he'll follow you. He can't move without the walker. So just use a little bit of common sense. And shouts out to all the veterans. They're doing the right thing. They're using their First Amendment because it's first. I'm not sure why we want to get rid of people who are using the First Amendment, arrest them, and call the National Guard. That is a fragile mindset.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bite. Thank you, Ali Gold. Miss Morningstar, any last words, sweetheart?
Just hold the line, y'all. Hold the line. Yeah. I'm talking to all my Black and brown people. I'm talking to my veterans. Hold the line.
Yes.
We know how to hold the line. We will get through this. I know we got a little bit heated today, but that's because it's passion. It's
passion. And sometimes that's what it takes.
And I'm passionate about y'all. So
yes. Thank you, WKRA 92.7 The Change, for allowing us this platform and this opportunity. Family, our listening family, our audience out there, take care of yourself, love one another. We will see you again tomorrow. Same time, same bat station. You guys take care of yourself. Hey y'all, it's DJ Kitty
and Miss Morningstar.
We are here from Our Plugs, the Community Connection, and we will be your new morning host on WKRA 92.7 The Change.
Yes, we will be broadcasting Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time.
We'll also be streaming on YouTube at Our Plugs LLC.
Be sure to tune in.